عرفته يكلد بنيسان قازر يا تديا مدخوبة قازر يا تديا مدخوبة مرقن يا شطرانه
قازر يا تديا مدخوبة مرقن يا شطرانه
هلا ايدك رغد شخاني يا نوخلي تدقاني شوش لقومك شطرنتي يا غزالة خلماني خيوتا من خيوماني تاخبت النغدراناني اسقى خاطور داطراني تامبان خبيتني
شاك خمرت خباني وبرق دخل شيخاني شاك خمرت خباني وبرق دخل شيخاني
قشارة برات غزيلي خاينة قات وخيلي قشارة برات غزيلي خاينة قات وخيلي بلي بيه تمقنوا خبي قاتو مدنوا خبي قاتو مدنوا خبي قاتو مدنوا
لا تيلا ولا تيلا لا تيلا ولا تيلا لبي رابا ممريلا لبي رابا ممريلا لا تيلا ولا تيلا.
Hello. We're back. The two brothers are back and ready. The eagle has done perfectly. Shlamo, shalom in different languages. We are back. The two brothers are back. And we were just talking and we said, what do we want to talk about? I think this is good, like part one of
many. I want to be talking about a bunch of like hidden information, myths, legends, stories, like how it all came about.
Yeah, and they're getting into that, like immortality, like that's something that's, you know, it's been on people's minds forever, right? Like,
and a lot of like ancient history, like there was in Japan there was this what do they call them, emperor that wanted to find the elixir of life, and he sent out but we hear about elixir of life in like the nights. We hear it kind of everywhere.
Yeah, and I've also like, what is it, the fountain of youth I've ever heard of. Like,
yeah,
there's always been like in history and past talks about immortality and grasping immortality, right? But people don't realize that like that's what it is. It's people, they're fascinated with that, with immortality, and it's a good topic to get into. And there's so many different perspectives you kind of get into.
Yeah, about immortality, I agree.
And they're like myths, right? Like there's certain, you could call them myths or whatever, or what you kind of believe in, right? They say nothing lasts forever. But
No.
how do you know? How do you know?
See, I experienced what I'm about to experience is I'm gonna get 80 and die of a stroke.
No, boo, that's not what
No,
we
but
believe
like realistically, I couldn't imagine a life where I would live eternally, like here. Like it was, okay, if you believe in religion, you will live eternal in a better place.
Well, no, see, this is different. So, Christian faith, the way what I believe in faith come to it. So there's a heaven and hell. The human element is the soul itself is eternal, right? And to me, the way how it makes sense, like think about it, is your mind never turns off.
No.
Right? And whenever you're like in deep sleep, what happens? Your soul's still wandering. You have dreams. It's continually going. Your body might need rest, but your eternal soul, it's immortal. And this is to me, that's what I believe. And now everybody looks at it. There is a heaven and hell. The way my faith and what I look into, the soul never gets this. You know, it's an all eternity type of lifestyle that you're gonna end up, whether you make the choice geared towards heaven or geared towards not the place that anybody would, I would think, want to fall into.
Like,
but
realistically, if you could live forever, how long would you live till you start going crazy?
Well, that's the thing. Like, isn't that's what I'm trying to like look at. Wouldn't you get sad, like seeing everybody that you love and know,
You can be
like dying, and then you continue, you start all over again. But the thing is, you get to see You get to see your great. You get to, but
See all your descendants.
yeah, pretty much, and you would have so much knowledge and information and truth to exactly what went on thousands and thousands. Well, no, it's like, well, no, they weren't warriors. That was a lie. They won because of this and this. You know, I remember.
Like, I feel like that would be the only cool thing, because you could actually tell it because you saw it.
Yeah, that's a cool. Like, you just experience everything of it, but in a sense, it gets, you know, like, well, is it, if you live forever, like, do you appreciate and value life?
At all? No.
No, right? Like, I don't know, or would it make you bitter because, like, or it depends on the person. What if it's a horrible person? They know that they can do stuff and still survive, so that they're evil in a sense. So, you know that saying, great powers comes great responsibility. So I think it's the same thing. So if you have immortality, I think immortality is another power that you could end up having in this world and in this life. So, like, why would you? Like, what's, well, I won't get sick. Okay, you don't get sick, but you watch somebody you love or close to get sick, and there isn't anything you can do about it. You watch the suffering and going through that agonizing, and not only that, you get to see repeated over people that you care and love
die.
Yeah, not only die, maybe suffer. Maybe that what you experienced 100 years ago, you're experiencing it again with this one that you were very like, and there isn't anything you do. So the thing about beauty about this life, in a sense, that we're here, it's for us to, it's a lesson. And what I believe and what I faith is, God puts you here to restore you and bring you back to the original when we were in Garden of Eden, which was like we're living with God and without any sin and sickness and peace and harmony. That's what I personally believe in, you know, and I look at. Like, think about it. You lived in there and you enjoyed life. You're like, well, they're like, what do you mean? Like, do you go out and we just sing all day?
Oh, this is a good one.
Well, do you sing all day? What do? Do you just play harps? No, it's not what you think. Like, we cannot imagine. That's why it says that. It says, no eye or ear or heard or seen the things that the God or Lord has prepared for those who love Him. Because you can't imagine. Can you, like, I can't, and I have faith and I believe, I can't comprehend and imagine, like, no anger, no fighting, no pain, no suffering, just pure love, like pure imperfect harmony love. Like, and how many have you ever even felt a slight love, if you're, whether you're close to a sibling, you know, that brotherly love where you embrace, where you're going through, in that moment of happiness that you do, now take that and amplify it and multiply it, and it's on a continuous basis. You cannot imagine that, right? So that's why people are like, well, you know, how? No, it's not. You would never know. But if you're fallen from where we were, the great that we were in knowledge, in tune with the spirituality of God, that we had that knowledge and base, you're a different human being. You're not a fallen state. Like, you're immortal, you're living, you have that perfect knowledge. Where do they get the knowledge? Most of these people, where do they go? They go to a higher power. They in tune with spirits and stuff to get power and knowledge.
Yeah.
Humans aren't just, you know, like, they to get to the next level. What are they doing? They're trying to go to the next world, kind of thing. And immortality, I think immortality is, we in this life, in this world, in this thing, it's not achievable, but I still think all individuals are immortal. We just don't know it or haven't seen it. What happens after?
Well,
I don't know. It's like a journey. It's like a test. This life is like a test.
So,
go.
Okay, you will 100% agree with this? Okay, so our interpretation of immortality,
yeah,
is very, like, religious based.
Okay.
Right? Like, for me and you, like, my whole idea is I would yearn for death the longer I live. Because that's something I'll never be able to experience if I was immortal.
Right, so like it's
so everything has to have.
You want something that you can't have.
Yeah.
You know what it is and what it. Okay, but would you say you've got that idea a lot from, like, movies and anime?
No, I would say
Because a lot of times when I've seen like movies, vampire one or that's what they all say.
No, it's like-
So it's like a typical way of thinking or saying, well, because I can't have it, I yearn for it. What if in reality that's not the truth? He's like, yo, dude, I'm living, you're dying. I love being immortal.
no. Like I know at a point, like okay, back to what I was saying about religion based, like. So for us, we wouldn't ever get to that beautiful place that God and Jesus told us.
Yeah.
And like for people who are like, for example, Buddhists, they won't fall in the five I might get this wrong.
Reincarnation.
Yeah. And then this Hinduism, like where we like all their goals is to make it to that higher place, and the more. Like, reincarnation is a thing in a lot of these places, but it's like, that reincarnation leads somewhere. It's not just you reincarnate into a beautiful life. Once you make it to the peak, you're with those
The other thing,
deities, or whatever you want to call them.
the other thing is now, and with the modern time now and technology, the thing, it could be, if you're found out to be immortal, so the weird thing is you have to constantly be changing and moving. You have to change. Otherwise, if you get caught in the hands of the government, they're going to hold you and they're going to test you and do tests on you because they would want to acquire immortality. So being immortal, is it a good thing? And in modern day, maybe not so. Maybe it was like 1,000 years ago, and now it's different with like technology and thing. How do you do with like passports, identification, this and that? It's pretty hard. Because, I think it was The Age of Madeline. It's another movie where she gets struck and then they start questioning her. It's like, you look 25, but basically on your certificate, you're supposed to be 45, And then she had to get up and leave. Like that. So it's going to be a life like that. So you're immortal, then you tend to be alone. Like, you're never stable. You can never have a stability life. Even with your, like, maybe you meet someone, but after 5-10 years, you freak them out and they're trying to expose you.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's true. It's like, the only thing I really want to agree with you is, like, I could pass down, it would be cool if I could live X amount of years and see my descendants.
Okay.
That's the only thing I would think would be cool. Like,
yeah, we got someone. They're actually currently working on ways to reverse aging. Well, yeah, it's not like they're reverse age. I think it's more like they're fine on your skin cell. They know how to age, so they're figuring ways out to reverse that to make you look younger. But I don't think it's gonna stop. It doesn't stop your eternal organs.
So now I'm gonna blow. The thing I wanted to talk to you about was Neuralink.
You mean? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I heard about the Neuralink. With Elon Musk,
it'll
right?
make you live very long now.
How? Why would it make you live? Why do you think that? Because you have a chip in your brain. Because this is what you don't understand.
It can make people who are paralyzed unparalyzed. Like it takes over the fundamentals of your
life. But when they're communicating with their brain, now they're attaching robotics. In a sense, you're becoming cyborg. So the Neuralink is actually communicating not with your brain.
No,
it takes signals from your brain, but communicating it to something else that's not. It's artificial. Like, it's not real.
Yeah, it's all
right. However, how do you not know the link that you have in your brain because of what it is? It's going to cause you damage. Even they have proven and shown that metals and pieces in your body eventually are not good for you. They're going to rust and they're going to it's not your body. You're not designed in a way to be made that way. It's good to help to make people vision, but you have to ask yourself. Same thing like they don't say about cell phones and we talked about that before. The Wi-Fi and the frequency.
Oh, like how
radioactive. It's how it's not the greatest for your body.
But so small. That's why they don't tell us. It's like,
listen, the thing is you're not understanding. The biggest thing, why do people, what is it? Oxygen. Oxygen is really good for a body.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What helps with creating oxygen? Trees, right? So you got trees, you got massive trees, you got if you got oxygen health. What goes against everything against aging? Anxiety, pollution, bad diet,
a son.
No, I actually looked up. It's not even. It's the biggest thing is like stress and anxiety.
Yeah, but the son.
They did a test. They did a test. They took how cruel this was, but they took 2 lambs. Okay, they took 2 lambs, fed them the same food, the best food. They gave them the same everything great, but one lamb they put near a wolf cage. Like one of the lambs could see the wolf, right? But the other lamb could not see the wolf. But they were treated the same way. They were given the best food. They were doing everything. However, because of that lamb noticed the wolf and seen the wolf, the anxiety that over years, it died young a lot sooner and more stressed and became unhealthier than the actual lamb. So what is that telling you? Anxiety and stress and what you mentally put in your head, it adds more sickness.
It does.
If you constantly think negative, they're like, oh, energies and this. Look, I'm not.
Energy.
In my opinion,
talking about the
energies and numerology and these things and spirits and these things. Look, that's me. I'm faith. I go God. I have a creator. Created us. Done. Go.
No, I'm saying
we can in tune and find out and learn and become closer to a better. I think there's 2 different. To me, like I said, there's 2 differences of immortality after this life. Either it's going to be immortality of pain or immortality of happiness. That's how I look at it.
No, I agree with that.
That's my own opinion, and no way I'll try to offend or say anything to anybody else. But that's what I believe, and that's what my faith teaches me. So, to be immortality, like I know it was always a grasp, but no one's achieved it. No one's written anywhere. The closest person that ever talked about in history, it's funny, that was put to death, written, and rose. There's no other figure in history that has been put to death and rose from the death except for Jesus Christ. And it's history. It's written. Whether it's written, that's what it was going back to then. That is the only individual that was put to death, and they say in history that was actually seen risen and walking, and over 500 witnesses to witness that. And it was written accounts that even put it. That's the crazy thing. That's the matter. That is a fact. That it's nothing to do with whether you're a Christian, not Christian. You go you read it, you read about it. That's what they're gonna say.
But I'm not gonna disagree. I'm telling you, the other biggest thing, they tell you put sunscreen on every day.
Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. But immortality is like, okay, but what? Why are we so hung up on immortality? Because we want to continue to continue to live. Right? What is it? Because the fear of the unknown, the fear of closing our eyes, is it really nothing after you close your eyes? Is it something? Or what if it is true? What if that thing is right? There is a heaven and hell. If I die now, am I in the perfect state of mind and how I've acted and done good to people, or I have done horrible to people? Well, if I was immortal, I'm not going to come to judgment. I'm going to continue to live in this world. What is that? Is that what it is? Like, what is you have to ask, and I think we have to critically think, like, why do we want immortality? The fear of death. I see that. Yeah, it is. It's the fear of death. The fear of the unknown. Because you don't know what happens. You close your eyes, you don't know. Is it?
Yeah, but, like, I disagree. Like, a lot of people are afraid of death. But, like, I am. Like, I think of it like this. Are you living life if you can't die? Like, for me, there's so much things I want to do, because I know eventually one day, like, we all die, for example.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I knew I wouldn't have to die, if I'm not going to die at all, like, I feel like I wouldn't be, like, you can't even call it living, because, like, I know there's no time frame. There's no clock ticking on my due date. So it's like, are you living in a sense?
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. I don't know. Like, if the other thing, I can make a counter argument. If I knew I was immortal, I'll be doing whole crazy stuff. I'll try them out. Why not just
jump off?
Yeah, why not I just jump off with it? No, like, you go on the top. I'm gonna take a parachute off the highest tower. Like, I'm not even gonna worry.
Yeah.
Right. You're not gonna die. I'm gonna take a glide over, like, the rainforest where there's multiple crazy animals and snakes. I'm fine. I'm gonna continue.
Wait, so, like, what are we talking about immortality? Also, like, what if you're immortal, but you still can be paralyzed for the rest of your life?
That's horrible, bro. Like, that would be the worst thing that could happen. if you like imagine like that's like that's horrible. Bro.
That's literally
That's fears of those things, right? Like, it'd be cool like if your cells could just regenerate.
like
and, fix.
when we say you're immortal, are we saying like Deadpool type thing? Like no matter what you do, you're fully healed back to normal.
That's like I say like Wolverine style, but Wolverine can age, but it takes longer. But his mutant power is that he heals and his cells continue, right? So whenever his bones break, whatever, he'll come back and crack
normal.
it. Yeah, I'm not saying he goes he doesn't go paralyzed, Like
ever. But I'm saying
because
if that was a thing,
that was the worst thing, bro.
That's terrible.
That would be a terrible thing. But that's it's crazy. Like immortality's always been chased, and has to be Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool's another. I like Deadpool's fine.
Yeah, the new one's gonna be funny.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, no, like. But what's the point? Why do people always want to ask about immortality? Because they want to continue to live, and a lot of, and I've noticed a lot of rich people that have a lot of assets and possessions, they want to continue to live on further because even though they have children or family that they could pass it to, they might not trust or they're more attuned and tied to their assets that they don't want to. That they don't want maybe to pass it on to the next generation, or they want to see and continue to see how to manage their wealth that they've acquired. It's funny because you come naked, you leave naked out of this world. You don't take nothing with you. Even the suit, I said that, you don't take it with you.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like immortality. What is it? Well, why we chase it, why we want it, why we're scared. You nailed it, fear of death.
How many people do you think... So okay, I like hypothetical questions. I do it with my friends. We'll always give each other the weirdest hypotheticals.
Yeah.
So, how many people do you believe, if they were offered immortality, so they'll have to be paralyzed for 100 years, then they would be, fully regenerative?
What's the point?
But, after 100 years, they're immortal. They'll be full functioning, but the first 100 years...
Yeah, well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Do you think a lot of people would agree to those?
Why wouldn't they? They would agree 100 years.
But you're aware of it.
My bad, George. I made you drop your phone. That was DB Cloud a shout out.
Oh, you watched that? You did?
Helldivers, we need the Xbox crew to join in. What is this thing? This is horrible. Off topic.
No, but
yeah, it's true. Exactly. Someone nailed it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What's 100 years if you're gonna be immortal?
I know, but it's so crazy to me.
Nah, if you said 1,000 years, bro, I'm like, yo, this is taking a while.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what would be the limit? That argument is valid for any number. That's my point. It's just,
and it depends on which years are you in that 100 because you can be stabbed and constantly tortured depending on the era of the world you were born in.
Obviously, but how many people come to the realization after being immortal for so many years, what is there left? In a sense, if I feel like I could get everything done in my lifetime, my current lifetime, that it's for everybody. So what would you do?
Well, it's different because I think the cool thing, what we talked about, is seeing how society progresses and the different nations come to rise and fall, right?
But it's depending on those nations, I don't want to live in a world that is just ugly.
Well, imagine walking through the what was it they called it it's not medieval times. What was it again?
The Sahara Desert.
They called it the Dark Ages because nothing was written. That was after the fall of the Assyrian Empire. The end of the Assyrian Empire and the Macedonians and stuff at that time, for I don't know how many hundred of years, there was nothing written. There was nothing found. That's why they call it the Dark Ages. So that either it was crazy war out, things were falling left or it was mayhem.
It's just odd to me.
I'd be homeless for 100 years.
Homeless?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the heck? Why would you be homeless?
Yeah, well, if it was you to be clouded, there'd be definitely the government would be they'd catch you and they would be testing you out.
It's just weird. Imagine you're immortal and then you just see some random people send nukes off. Every country it's just barren. Everywhere is barren.
That'd be the worst, bro. Like they're just saying like, oh man, this is creepy.
It's like that one story, the last if you're the last man on earth, like you're the last person on earth, and you're immortal, like that would be too difficult. Like that's what you can do at that point.
I don't know, like it depends. But yeah, like to me that's what I think. Immortality is always been there and people have tried to acquire it, and I think it's just the fear of what's next. Right? Like imagine when you came and you're a baby in your mom's stomach, the whole world that you knew was just your mom and your mother's womb. You didn't know what the hell was outside, and all of a sudden, right away, they cut the cord. You're breathing. There's like a new light, new everything. It's a new world.
It's all instant.
So what if it's the same? Like as soon as you close your eyes, it happens. The soul comes out. You know, what if that is right? What if what we say, you know, is true? There is a hell and heaven. What would you choose? You know?
All I know is, like, if we sat, I feel like religious people will always say no to immortality.
That's not. I disagree with that.
You really don't think so?
No. The reason why they're probably the same thing. A lot of people that they go and chase religion is because of fear of the unknown, fear of death. It's a way of them to cope with something to help them address that fear and concern. Some people, there's a lot of people that say they say, for a sense, like they follow or do this, but they were just taught it and brought to by their family. They don't actually believe in it. They don't even. Some do believe it, some don't. And it's like we're human beings. Every person is different. And in reality, if you gotta go study in each of these religions, even the top major, like, you know, okay, what does Islam believe in? What does Judaism believe in? What does Christianity believe in? What does Hinduism believe in? What is, you know, huh?
And then
it's funny, all of them, most of them, and it's funny because they're like, oh, Judaism doesn't, but Judaism, Old Testament ties into the New Testament. All the religions say it's okay, and they say, you know, you can find your ways, and they even point to Jesus. Right? But only in Christianity, Jesus says, I am the only way. All the other ones point to Jesus, but in Christianity, he's the only one that says, I am the way. Yeah. There's no other way. So if everybody else is telling you Jesus is the man, then Jesus is the man to believe in and follow. But he is known for a fact to be, in history-wise, I'm not saying because I'm a Christian, from any historian, going back, from great leaders, great anybody, he's the only one known that he was put to death, and it was witnessed, and he rose, and he was seen by 500 people, witnessed, and they talk about it. So, who do you want to kind of, I don't know anybody else. The great King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. He made his peace, he died, and he went away. The great Cyrus of Persia. He wanted immortality. Didn't last. He died and went away. The great Alexander of Macedonia. The young age that he took for, even death got him at a young age. He died and went away.
But you know who didn't?
Roman empires came along, and their kings, they died and went away. Nero went away. Claudius Caesar, name every single. None of them was ever known. All these great leaders, generals that they talk about, Hannibal, all of them, none of them has ever mentioned that there is a myth or legend that they achieve or acquired immortality.
All I'm gonna say is there was only one man, one king, ever, who is called the King of Kings.
He is
the dying coming back. He is the King of Kings.
He is the King of Kings. But that's it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, what we're obsessed with mortality for? What? Like, what's the reason? It's fear of the unknown, fear of death, fear of, you know, all you know and experience is this life. That's what we learn, right? We don't even know we might have our eyes on the skies, but we don't know how space really operates. We've never been on that planet. We always theorize and assume and learn and take and put things together, but it's not. We never have acquired it.
This is good. Okay. Say one morning you woke up and you found out you're immortal. You did not ask for this. Okay? You just know you're immortal. Something in you happened and you just know you're immortal now.
Yeah.
What is the first action you're doing? Like, how is this going to make you feel? So this is a good question for you because of what you come from and what you stand for. So it's like, you know you can't die. How would you react if that happened? And just randomly. You like I said, you did not seek it, you did not ask for it.
Probably do some pranks on the North Korean leader. No, I was just joking around. No, it's not.
Like, just as it's
Because the good thing is,
hypothetical.
it depends. I'll keep going back to our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man with great power. Uncle, what was his name? I forgot. Ben. Uncle Ben. With great power comes great responsibility. So that, in a sense, to me, I would look at it as a power. So what would you do? I would want to impact myself and put myself in the most worst scenarios that I can go help and try to make people wake up and see. Like, I'd go to Ukraine, I'd go to Gaza, I'd go to Israel. I'd be like, guys, like, I know it doesn't matter. If bullets come, the bombs hit me, I'm gonna be alive, right? Like, it's not like a one chance thing. It's like you have many lives. You know when you go to do the level, coming back.
But
like right now, if you're playing Mario and you only had one life, man, that's like the worst. I'd be like tripping out as the Koopas come. I'd be like running back.
But you took it in a positive way. See, for me, I'd be pissed off if that happened to me. If I woke up and I found out I was immortal, I'd go like, why?
No, because it would do help. That's me. That's my personality. Like, I would love, especially the children, we're all human beings, and I know a lot of people have different opinions, and we respect that. And, if you ever ask me my strength and my faith, that's what it is. That's my truth. That's who I am, right? Jesus Christ is the person I follow, I believe, and I'll give my life for that, the faith. And what has it taught me is to love and care and love. Don't judge. I'm not coming here to judge that person. Everybody wants embracement. Everybody wants goodness. Everybody wants love. We're all human beings. No one's righteous. We all made mistakes. We all done wrong things. But how much nicer it is when we're all loving and helping and supporting each other rather than bringing each other down. Everybody has difference of opinion, right? But most thing I always want to do is I want to protect children. I feel the most because they're innocent. They're in the future. I've said that before, right? In the sense of I have immortality. What would I want to do? It would be tied to my personality. So it depends on what immortality is bestowed upon who, and who that individual is, and what is their character, and what do they want to do. Because I could be all of a sudden, maybe I'm a horrible person. I'm immortal now. I won't care. I'm just going to do everything wrong, right? But why wouldn't you take it and do it for good? That's the thing, right? But a lot of us, including sometimes, we fall into selfish things. But
What's
I think
that guy's name? You've watched Invincible, right?
Yeah, Invincible.
What's that one guy's name who doesn't die?
Oh, I forgot the hero. He's immortal or something.
But
he's immortal.
Yeah, he's immortal.
His name, I think it is immortal.
Oh, it is called.
His name is actually immortal. That's so funny.
He goes. I've never watched the show, but he goes and saves people. Right? He's like a known hero.
Yeah, he's a known hero. But it's not about heroes. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's really. Why I wanted to talk about it. You have to understand what your fear is, and a lot of it stems to the fear of death. What happens after we go? Right now, if I tell you his name is immortal. There we go, immortal. But it's a fear of death. But I tell you, there is immortality. What if I told you there is? You are gonna be, but are they gonna? It's gonna be immortality in a bad way, or immortality in a good way. And it really, it's that is based on your faith and how you are as a person and your heart towards others. If you're a cruel person that judges, that hurts, that destroys, and do those things, maybe it's time to look back at your life to change your ways. Mm-hmm. If you're a selfish person, you don't care, you want to be your own God. That's a different story. When knowing that you cannot do anything yourself, you don't have the power. That's why I don't understand when people think like gods and they think, oh well, atheism, I believe I'm my own God. It's like, well, I can't even control to do anything. I can't even make myself, my skin different color, or I can go younger, or I have no control. whether my weight, I will keep it fit. I have to work at it. I have to do these things. But immortality, that's, I just sum it up. I want to get into myths. I don't want it to get kind of derailed off the topic, but I'll let you continue. So immortality, to me, like, in all honesty, I think everybody's chased it in the past. Everybody's gone for it. It's because of the fear of unknown, the fear of not accomplishing their goals, because they want to continue. They have so much to do and not enough time. That's why immortality gives them that time that they need to fulfill their dreams or fulfill whatever it is. Or, there's a lot of great, like I said, great leaders or great inventors that passed away with more questions than answers. So immortality to them is in a way to fulfill their time and their goals that they want to achieve, and the fear of death. That's my end topic on it. It's cool idea, but
I'm not a big fan of immortality. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's not a fan of immortality. This is what George thinks of immortality. Let it rain. Oh no, not let it rain. Let it rain. No, my hands are crooked. I'm not doing thumbs down. Ooh, it took your thumbs down. Horrible. Not mine. But anyways, as we venture off into a different topic, but
I just had a question for you. Have you ever heard of the Scientology cult?
No, I haven't. No. I kind of heard about it. Is that the one with Tom Cruise?
I think he's a part of it.
He's
a part of it,
I don't think
right?
he's part of it anymore. He was, I think.
It's like a big thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hollywood celebrating.
It's a weird thing. You know of it, right?
They think that aliens brought.
No, I don't even know. That's just weird. It's actually so. It's so. I don't know why. I was just asking if you knew about it.
No, I heard about it. I just don't know what it's about, right?
Okay.
Supposedly a spaceship alien came and brought people or something like that. But hey, everybody, you is that what you want to believe? Then that's what you want to believe.
So we're
paid on it. That's what you want to believe in. Just don't hurt or injure other people, or
No, that's what they're known for.
Oh wow! Then maybe somebody
it's
should
like a cult.
definitely investigate that cult. If it's a way that it's hurting or imprisoning people, that's not.
But I want to talk about myths.
Yeah.
And why?
What kind of myths though?
We have many.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
So in general, all myths. So pretty much
the Greek mythology. That's one. What else?
We have
urban myths.
Nords. Yeah, urban myths, Norse mythology.
Yeah.
The mythology.
The Assyrian, Persian myths.
We also have
the Anunnaki.
That one's actually one of the coolest ones I want to talk about. But it's these myths, we hear right now. I'm not each one we talk about is going to take up a whole thing. It's good. So pretty much just
they're gonna have a lot more.
I'm not gonna say the topics yet. You'll know for each episode. But my whole thing right now is myths. We have so many.
Which one do you want to focus? We can start with one we can focus, and then
we're gonna definitely focus. The next one, we're gonna talk about the mythology of Greek gods.
I know. Yeah, it was one of my favorite mythologies.
And so in general, for me right now, myths.
Sorry to cut him off. Age of Mythology. Anybody knows what I'm talking about? If you're an Age of Empires PC original player, you would know Age of Mythology and who your hero would be. Great game to play. I wish they remade it. But anyways.
It's we have so many myths and so many, even the myth or urban legend of Dracula.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Dracula actually bad dude.
The real...
He's bad. He was the great king that withstood the Islamic conquest at that time, bro.
And he was known as an impaler to scare them away. But so
it was crazy.
Out of that story, they took something and made it
because they made him a god. And I said,
no, they started with
Achilles. Achilles is another one, right? Hercules. But that's Greek mythology. We'll get into that. We're not talking about it.
Yeah, so when does myth, in my opinion, some myths sound how were people so creative to make a legend like this?
Well, where
did it start from?
That's what I'm trying to say. That's a good point. Where does it start from? Is it in the glorifying someone?
Yeah, constantly.
He's Alexander the Great in history. a lot of historians will say that he has like a glorified God status.
Yes.
You know, like he was a god of his time at that time that he did or whatever at a young age to acquire. And so this is what I'm, like. So depend. I don't know what specific myth you want to talk about.
We're not going to be talking about any myths because it takes all right now. I'm just saying in general how the
myth starts.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Like
because I want us to slowly move into them.
Well,
so I think it'll be funny.
So okay, what would you do if you saw someone do the to do the impossible?
What is that?
Like right now, okay, perfect example.
What is that called? We both watched Witcher. He had a guy who followed him and wrote down his stories.
Oh, I like that.
What is that called?
The squire. No.
Is that actually a thing?
No, I don't know. The teller.
Yeah.
You know, Homer's Iliad. Homer was a writer that followed the heroes of wars, the Trojan War, and wrote down of it. And depending on the outcome and the ideas, because some of the thinking of somebody to come up with it and wins a war, it's unthinkable. That's why leaders aren't followers. Bard.
A bard.
Bard?
Yeah, I think he's right. Yeah?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it's a bard.
What's a bard?
That's the person who follows follows a group of people
and then writes down like their...
Yeah, it's a bard.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like...
It's also a class in the game, but I'm pretty sure that's true too.
Right. And then like they can overhype it. I think it depends on... Because think about it. He would have won war. He would have won battle. You're like, oh, good. He did good. He wins the second battle. He wins the third battle. He wins the fourth battle where he's outnumbered like 5-1. He wins the sixth battle. He's like, there's no way this dude is real. This guy is a god. You know, he has the touch of the god.
What's that one show? Oh, Uhtred.
Uhtred, a Bob and Bob.
Yeah, and. That one was good because
I liked it.
You saw his legend come to life.
Yeah, and then they would talk about it, you know, because he was a great warrior that didn't lose his battles. So people glorify and they talk about it. I think that's what happens is that you start something, and as you progress and you get to where you are, right? As you progress and you get to where you are, it's people glorify, right?
Yeah.
So you win one battle, you win a second battle, and then what ends up happening, the bard, whoever's writing it, is spirit. Did you hear about the great Uhtred? He took on this and this, and then kids are like, no way, and then they take the stories and they share them with others, and soon enough it becomes like a what is it, like a raging fire.
You know what's funny? As we were talking,
it's like a telephone game.
As we were talking, you know the song that popped into my head?
Yeah.
Toss a coin to your witcher.
Toss a coin, see? And then people hear about, we heard of your great adventures and your unbeatable thing. Or like, what did I say with Hercules? He beat the lion. He would this, you know, like, it's somebody who was really strong and somebody like Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
Crazy fame, amazing. Like she stood. See, that's what I'm saying. Like they stand for what they believe in, and they're warriors, and they fight till the last drip of their blood. They don't give up, and it's like poetic, and you don't see it. They're like, oh, you see that as the, you know what I'm talking about?
No, exactly. And but like, see those myths. There's history behind them.
Yes, it's just they get over.
Yeah. Then. There's the history that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Then there'll be giants, dragons, like.
But hold up.
Like where?
What would you call a dinosaur?
Yeah, but
it could have been a dragon. Do you know that there is actually crazy big sea monsters?
Yeah, but that's
that we have like real. It's not false. They're
but
not
the
legends.
depth. You have to be. It's insane. You have to be so under.
Well, if you look at it and what we believe and how it is, it's funny. It's actually in the Bible. It does talk about giants and such, right? It talks about giants. It talks about behemoth, dinosaur, massive. What would happen if you have a massive flood on a worldwide scale with a lot of pressure putting down? What right now? If you're diving down, just dive in the 20 feet pool. Or 16 feet pool.
The pressure.
The more you go down, the crazier the pressure. At a certain distance, what would the pressure do? would right away. You wouldn't be able to stand it. There are even equipment that cannot even go deeper than a certain level.
Yeah, it's way too hard.
Yeah, they're saying they have found species, new species that we've never seen. There is things, bro. The sea is massive. Like, you don't understand how big and
That's
deep
massive.
it is. It's pretty creepy, actually, scary if you think about it. I mean, like middle of the ocean.
It's like a fear. I don't know what the ocean
No, it's so
is
deep.
called.
Like, go look up the depth of the sea. Like, it's nuts. How many CN towers?
They do.
Yeah, like that. You would the depth of the deep end of
Yeah.
it. But so like what is it? Like Moby Dick. What's the story of him?
Okay, but that one I could believe still.
No, bro. Like he took on the like crazy.
I guess, but
Bro, whales are they kill. Like, you don't know, whales are actually, they're massive ones that can bite, and like they even hit boats sometimes.
yeah, for fun.
Yeah, and he hunted. But that's what I'm trying to say. So, what is a myth? Realistically, it's like somebody who's smart that it's right now. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be like a glorified
Soccer.
100-year. Like, look back,
That's
Pele right now. Pele is
he is.
yeah, Pele.
It was
great,
crazy.
you know?
It was good. But I think it was a movie that came out that talked about
Yeah.
like how insane he was as a little kid and going off. He died recently, right? I think it was like
I don't know. Yeah, probably. But I'm just trying to say, like,
2019.
yeah, people stand and they stand for their beliefs, and they don't. They're warrior. Like, it's a warrior mindset, heart. Like, they don't give up. They know who they are. They're in tune with who they are. They fight to the every last. They are themselves, and when they are themselves and they believe, like, even we heard it right now, the Odyssey. Like, if you go,
Yeah.
you hear about the king Odysseus. Everybody will know the story of Odysseus. Yeah, it's a myth. He was a real king at one point, right? And that, what did they do? Well, he's the guy, the person behind ending the war that took so many years. He came up with the idea of the Trojan horse. Everybody go in there, hide. We'll pretend that it's a tribute. He thought outside he thought no other person would think of that.
Yeah.
See, or like Alexander the Great. Why is he great? Well, he took on such a massive space in a short period of time. Why was Genghis Khan like? He took all of Asia and went into Europe. Why was Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, so great? He took whatever was known at that world, the king that battle, or Nimrod the Great. Why was Nimrod the Great? Because he was the first trying to unite and bring the Tower of Babel, but that was against God and it failed. So don't go against God; you'll lose in most cases. So, in every case, sorry.
But like then there's like okay, so as you said, Greek mythology. We also have like the
But Norse mythology.
But it's like-
even sorry to cut him off. Like even the Chinese.
Wukong.
Yeah, I love it. Like, well,
I-
every culture.
the game, Myth of
Japanese
Wukong
too. Like,
coming
it's
out.
crazy, bro. Yeah, like, we should do every culture's like.
Yeah, but it's like who are like okay for us. Okay, I don't want. I'm not trying to offend. Like just like for us, we only believe in like Jesus Christ and God.
Yeah, he's our God. Jesus Christ, sorry, yo, JC's my.
The good old JC, you know.
Good old JC. He's,
But like.
he's our.
So it's crazy when I hear something like the mythology of like Greek gods like Zeus or Norse Odin or even like Wukong. Then there's Buddha who like covered Wukong in a mountain and locked him for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And then Wukong went and beat every other deity.
And it's crazy. They believe all these things, but they're like, "Oh, we can't believe Jesus is God," and that doesn't make sense. But they'll
Okay,
make up,
yeah.
like the craziest like folk stories and the craziest things. But no, we can't believe in Jesus. Jesus can't be it. You know what I mean?
No, but just like I'm saying, who was the creative mind to give such an alluring story? Like,
Because that's what I'm saying. When God created us, He made us unique. Every single one has a gift. And to have something, we can't comprehend the power and the sight to that point. We always look at the stars. We always try to reach the stars. They say, yeah, you can reach the stars. No, you cannot reach the stars. Literally, we cannot reach a star. If you go to a star, you die because that star is burning.
like
It's burning.
Lenny said, I like this quote. It's one of my favorite quotes now. Shoot for the stars, land on the moon.
Or it's good to have your mind at the start, to look at the star, to gaze at the star, to make your imagination run, to to see you, to believe in something that brings that creativity out of you, to bring that best, whatever you're best suited for. Chase those things that brings who you are out.
Wait, I've never actually talked to you about this. Like,
the myth of the great George.
so, okay, I genuinely believe there's other life forms outside of this world. Like, I've never actually talked to you about this.
We can talk about extraterrestrial life in another era. Me, I believe in zero of it, because if they were, we would have been visited anyways. And it's all like, you know, visit this and that. The thing I may say, aliens to me are exactly what they are. They're outside of this world, which the fallen angels, the demons, and whatever they are. It's like, bro, if you legitimately think about it, I would love to see that story. Like, if you're able to give it, like, and you saw the fall of the angels and Lucifer and fighting and how he fell. Well, that's cool stories.
You know what's popping up a lot? The how the Bible is like telling the truth, all the prophecies. Like there's on my TikTok, for example, it's just like the Bible has told all these truths and it's all came true. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like I know this. I've been and then it's all over my TikTok. People tell you like just go like, and then if you watch the TikTok lives.
They're listening to you.
Yeah, no, they were listening. TikTok lives, there's these people going like, no way, it's all true. Like, I'm like, go look it up. It's not something.
But no, we can talk about that differently. But just mythologies, I think it's a big topic, and they're so different. It's pretty cool. Like respect and enjoy every culture.
Yeah, give respect
like
to all.
Even the indigenous people, like what their myths and what they believed and their warriors. You go to Chinese, you go to Japanese, you go to like. There's so many. Even like the other ones, like what are they? There's a different culture. I forget. I always mix them up. They have the Burmese. Anyways. But then I'm just saying in general, there's a lot of lots of awesome mythology out there, like the Scottish myths, right? Like even the British myths and all that. So, but yeah, no, I would love to kind of venture into that.
Yeah,
I think mythology just comes from somebody who just in that moment, in that time in their life, they were just someone that inspired others, that gave hope, that did the impossible. That's it from my end. But we'll talk more about myths. Sorry, what you want to do?
No, I was just gonna. I had it's the metal thing was making noise. I wanted to talk. So pretty much to finish up, the only reason we want to break it down is like you said, give respect to all those like myths. Like each one has a lot of information, and I feel like it would be unfair if we made it quick. Left out information. So that will be fun to start. And we'll be starting on the Greek mythology because he knows a lot about it. I know a decent bit.
Believe it or not, I got a lot of heart for history and I think Greek mythology was one of my favorite back in the days. But yeah, how do I do this? I'm doing a few hearts, not working. Hearts coming out for someone and DB clouded. I can't. Why is it not working with me? I don't think you have to do the heart legitly. Yours looks like a diamond.
No, it doesn't.
How do it? Oh, it's like this. No, it doesn't like me anymore. Oh! I did. Look, perfect. We did it perfectly. But I hope you enjoyed the session. And we talk about more to come.
Oh, did it? I was even trying to do it that time. How did I do it that time?
Yeah,
I did this.
Like you have to go like this. Mine looks like an apple. But that's not. But I hope you enjoyed today's topics, and there's myths, but there is our our faith and what we believe in. But it's good to
the Nuki would be fun to
make the time to talk about different mythologies from different cultures, because it's good to see and to learn about, and shoot for the stars. You know what they say: smash, hit, subscribe, and like. You know how it is. The brothers are back at it again. I don't know if that eagle makes that kind of noise, but thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We'll be back. Love you guys.
Back for another good time.
لا تيلا ولا تيلا لبت جاكي ممريلا لبت جاكي ممريلا
راشتخ مني رابلا مررتا قاموا إقبالي ويدالك كنت
رشوالخ مني بضاند الاسبارتا قولي بيدري لخ مرد لبسامتا
خدلي مدردخ باللي بطورانه طلتي واتب هايناخ قومي وشطرانه خدلي مدردخ باللي بطورانه طلتي واطب هايناخ قومي وقرشانه
هاي نرقص 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 انا رجوانه هاي نرقص 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 صرقل بريبانه
هاي نرقص 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 انا رجواني هاي نرقص 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 سرقلو بريباني
خليتك لي تبرش رمتا نرقص انا رجوانه خليتك لي تبرش رمتا سرقل بريبانه انا خلابت قمتا نرقص انا رجوانه انا خلابت قمتا سرقل بريبانه
صوالي البدرات يا خزيالي سلطة وقتا وما هدلايا بغزادة خطة
سوالي